So let's now introduce the second team from Guilford County, North Carolina. It is Mission 5. It's a flight experiment, grades 7 and 8, Guilford County.
All right. We're Mendenhall Middle School from Guilford County Schools in North Carolina, and we sent our project up on Mission 5 to the International Space Station. That was the Orb 2 launch. Our project was called Artificial Ear. Our scientific background was that when NASA sent jellyfish into space, they lost their ability to navigate in gravity conditions after coming back to Earth. Our hypothesis was that the crystals that were formed in microgravity would be larger than the ones formed on Earth. This could make it impossible for the crystal to move in its pocket and indicate gravitational pull. Our materials were 0.5 milligram of calcium sulfate powder and 4 milliliters of distilled water.
Our procedure was as soon as possible, A=0. We had an astronaut activate our experiment by unlatching the clip and shaking to combine the dehydrated CaSO4 and the distilled water. We unlatched the clip on the Earth sample as close to the same time as was possible.
Our observations on the FME that went into microgravity was that we noticed some sort of dust on the outside of the FME. We also noticed that the space sample weighed more than the Earth sample. So here you can see the photos of the space FME where there was some dust on the outside of it, and it weighed 30.64 grams. And the Earth FME weighed 25.19 grams.
Under a scanning electron microscope, we also noted that the Earth crystals formed consistently shaped and layered CaSO4. In the space samples, the crystals were not uniform and they did not layer in a consistent pattern. At the individual level, we could see that the structure was different as well.
Conclusion. Unfortunately, the water in our space sample did not completely dehydrate, so that we did not get to see how large the crystals would have grown in microgravity. This accounted for extra weight of the space sample. Analysis. Based upon what we know about crystal growth in microgravity, we can assume that the crystals would have been larger than the crystals that formed on Earth, but after viewing our results, we have expanded our thinking. The odd shape of the crystals that formed in space show that differently shaped crystals could also be a reason for the jellyfish's inability to sense gravitational pull. The shape could prevent the crystals from moving.
Moving forward, if we were to do this experiment again, since we cannot control for speed of water dehydration in the space sample, we would double bag the Earth sample to make it more closely mimic what is happening in space. We should then be able to compare size and shape of crystals more accurately. And we would like to thank Guilford County Schools, NanoRacks for storage, JSON-N for analysis, CASIS for funding, the North Carolina Space Grant for funding, and SSEP.
Thank you, Guilford County.